Hi guys, welcome back to another arts and crafts session. Now this month we're going to be looking at Aboriginal artwork and we'll try and add in a few pictures so that you can have a look and see what we're talking about. But the Aboriginal artwork obviously comes from Australia, and it uses really bright colours, and there's an awful lot of dotting and stenciling involved in it. I know some of you in Scarborough have done this before, and I know some of you in Hull have as well. If you remember, we painted rocks and we did all sorts of different pictures. We had all sorts of Australian animals like lizards and koala bears and things like that, and we put those in. But they're also just really intricate patterns. So what we're going to do today, of course, because it's nearly Bonfire Night, so we're going to tie in our Aboriginal artwork. Golly, that's a mouthful. Aboriginal artwork, and we're going to tie that in with Bonfire Night. So we're going to have an Aboriginal style firework picture. Let's see what happens. So I'll show you what I've done. I have got some dark blue card. I haven't got any black, but it looks fantastic if you do this work onto black. And I've also got, and I know you guys in Scarborough have definitely done this before, I've got our little stamps that we're going to use. Now these are just toilet roll inner tubes that we've cut. Let me bring it in. Cut the ends down and folded them down so that they stamp down into the paint and onto the paper to make the fireworks. Okay, I've got various different shapes, so that one's quite fine. That one is a bit longer, that sort of thing. So you can do anything you want, make any pattern on these that you want to do. Okay, so on my paper, you won't be able to see it. I'm just going to turn you down a bit so that you can see what we're doing. Please excuse the dogs. There we are. So on my paper, I have drawn a very faint outline of a fire. So I'm going to use my paintbrush, and I'm just going to put some dots in brown to make the logs for the fire. So I'm literally dotting my way up like this. And as I say, I know some of you guys have done this all before. There we are, like so. And again, going up that way, just to put some logs on. There we are. So I'll finish off doing the dots for the logs and then come back and have a look when I've finished. Okay, so I've finished with the brown now, and I've managed to put some little dots on to make the base of the fire. Now at the moment it doesn't look all that exciting, but what we're going to do now is put the flames on. Okay, so I have got obviously reds and oranges and yellows to use to make my flames. So I'm going to start with some, shall we start with some red? You can use anything you want to do the dots. I'm using the end of a paintbrush, but you can literally use anything at all that you want to use, as long as it's fairly small and circular. So the end of a pencil, end of a paintbrush, anything at all that you want to use. So we're going to just dot our way around the edge of the flames in the red, like this. And again, I've cheated a little bit because I've drawn my flames on. You could freehand it, or you could draw them on if you wanted to. I just find it's a bit easier if I've got something to work from. There we go. So we're going all the way around the edges of the flames with the red dots. Can you see it starting to take shape? So that's quite good. There we go. So we've got the outline in red with our red dots, and just making sure that there's plenty of paint on there so that they'll stand out nicely. There we go. And then clean the end of your brush. That's the beauty of this. You don't need to keep swapping brushes out. We'll get some orange. There we are. I've got them already in my tubs, just for quickness. Oops. There's quite a lot of orange dots going on there. There we are. dot our way around the edge of the flames with the orange all the way around like this. And again, you know, you can do it any way you like. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as this. Put in whatever colours on you want, but you're getting the idea. And I'm going to use some yellow as well, obviously, to fill in the middles of the flames. So why don't you come back and have a look when I've finished. Okay, and as you can see, we've now got our bonfire with our little dark brown logs underneath and our dots of flame. Can you see the pattern there forming? Fantastic. So this now is where we get to have some fun, because this is where we get to put the fireworks on. So here's how we're going to do it. We're literally going to pick up one of our little inner toilet roll tubes that we've chopped up and made our little stencils, and we're going to dip them in the paint. So I'm starting with red because it's the nearest one to me. So as you can see, loads of red paint, and then just down onto the paper like this. Whee! There we go. So you can see the circles starting to form. So try and use one of these for each of the colours, because otherwise we're going to end up in a bit of a mess, I think. So I'm going to use some purple. Cover the stencil, the stamp, whatever you want to call it, with the purple paint. And if you get too much, just give it a little scrape on the side of the pot. And then you can almost go over where you've just been. So just stamp, 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 like so. So you're filling your sky up with fireworks. And again, back to another colour. What shall we have? Shall we have some green? We could have some green. Popping your stencil into the green, like so. And obviously you can use any colours you like. Anything goes when it's fireworks. You could have any colours. If you've got golds and silvers, they'd look good. There we are. So we go into the middle so that we're touching in, and if you need more paint, just go back in and get some more. There we go. And as I say, I'm rushing a bit with this, but you can go as quick or as slowly as you want to do. I've got another one. We'll put some orange into here. There we go. And actually, usually I'm saying go steady with the paint, but in this case, you can literally just go for it. It doesn't matter. You can put plenty of paint on and just keep adding. So, can you see how we're starting to get the effects of the fireworks? There we are. And the bonfire underneath it. So that is looking quite cool. And again, now we can go back to a bit of the Aboriginal side of life if we want to do now, because what we can do, we can get the end of the the paintbrush, go into some white paint, and we can just add some stars floating around in the background like this. So not only are you getting Aboriginal, you're also getting a bit of abstract painting going on here as well, which I know we've talked about before. There we are. And you just fill in the dots. And again, find different things that you can use to make your dots with. There we are. And they can just go anywhere. Randomly dotting them around. Generally speaking, when we do proper Aboriginal artwork, we're following patterns like we did with the fire. We're following lines, but we don't need to. So we can just dotting anywhere around on the picture. There we are. And again, with the fireworks, you can put just as much as you want to. You can go as mad as you want with the colours. It really doesn't matter. So, there we are. That is my bonfire firework artwork, done with a bit of Aboriginal style. And it's as easy as that. And of course, I would love to see what you lot can do with this style of artwork. So it doesn't even have to be paint. If you've got felt tips or Sharpies, which I know a lot of you have, you can actually do it with those, and you could just draw your fireworks and colour them in. Maybe you want to do a bonfire picture where there's people with sparklers in their hands around the fire. Anything you want to do connected to Bonfire Night, but I would love to see you have a go at some of this Aboriginal work, because you can dot with a Sharpie just as well as you can with paint. Okay, so I shall be back soon with another art project for you, and in the meantime, everybody, stay safe and of course be creative. See you again soon. Bye.